Hey everyone, Ashley here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today we're going to be talking about my October favorites, which I love to do these videos. I love to sit and reflect on what really brought me joy throughout the month, what I really gravitated towards the most, as far as what tarot and oracle decks I worked with, or what crystals I worked with, anything like that, and anything that new came into my life during the month that I just absolutely love. And speaking of that, that's one of the things we're going to be talking about first. So we're going to jump in, and the thing that we're going to talk about first, this piece of jewelry that has so much meaning to me and I'm so incredibly grateful for, is this spoon ring that has a crow on it. It's engraved with a crow, and it's so beautifully done. So it's, and I love spoon rings anyway. I actually have one that was my grandmother's, and it's kind of bent out of shape and stuff. I wish I could get it I don't know. I need to take it to a jeweler or something and see if they can reshape it better. But it was my grandmother's, and it's just so cool. It used to be a thing that you would see a lot, and now I feel like it's coming back. Um, and the lovely, lovely person that made this ring is Jenny. She has an Instagram page that I followed for quite a while, and I love watching her make the rings. She does little reels showing how she makes them a little bit. And I love how creative she is with it. She also makes earrings, or no, did she make earrings? I've seen her, she's learning different techniques, and she's also making jewelry that includes gemstones, which is so cool. Um, but I know she makes spoon bracelets as well, and the bracelets are also gorgeous. And she's making keychains now, which are adorable. But the cool thing is that she is so sweet and kind, and she's so or she's just willing to work with you. So if you want a specific design on a ring now, she'll work with you and try to do it. So it's just so cool. Because before, she would just make the regular spoon rings, and she would find cool designs, and she uses vintage silverware to make them, and some of the designs are gorgeous. But now she has a machine where she can engrave whatever you want on it. It's a personalized, she has an option where you can get personalized ones, but she also pre-makes some as well and just sells them on her website. So anyway, I wanted to mention this because I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful for this ring. It's so beautiful. And I'm definitely leaving a link to her website down below for you to check out. Again, she does offer personalized jewelry pieces, and it's just so incredible. It did come in this cute little box too. So it's Rings by Jenny is what she goes by on Instagram. And again, I'll leave her link to her website down below. She also sends this a silver polishing cloth along as well, so that way you can keep your ring looking nice. It's just amazing. I love independent small businesses. I love supporting them, and again, I'm just so grateful. So, and the amazing thing is too is that um I technically received it on November 1st, which I'm actually grateful for because that's also Samhain. Um and but I had talked to her about the ring and everything in October. She sent it to me in October. So I still consider it an October favorite. And I just wanted to mention it. So I love the crow ring. Also, the reason why I got the crow ring, because I can't remember if I can't remember if I mentioned it. You guys have heard me talk about how the crow is my spirit animal for this year, but it's actually it's just a spirit guide for me for life. I feel like it's one of my totem spirit animals. And I wanted the wings open like this because it represents to me the freedom. Because I've been doing a lot of work lately on releasing conditioning for myself. And I keep getting the full card in tarot. And you guys know in my home deck, my favorite tarot deck, Tarot of Vampyres, the full in that deck, he's standing on his tomb, and he has his arms spread, and there's crows above him with their wings spread. And it's just that reminder of taking the leap of faith, just doing and walking my path without fear of anything, just doing the thing, having confidence in myself. So it represents that, but it also represents the goddess, the Morgan, who has also came forward for me this year and who is deeply connected to me now. She's just part of my lineage, my ancestry, and I love learning about her. But also just for a crow, like the spiritual significance of them. I mean, they're extremely intelligent. So you have the wisdom there. You have they're representatives of magic and of bringing messages from the spirit world, and it all ties in so beautifully with like Samhain too. So just the fact that I got it around that time is just extremely powerful for me as well. So, anyways, okay, I've talked 5 minutes about it, but you guys, I just, again, so grateful for this ring. It's very special to me and has a lot of meaning and significance. So, that is like, I guess, my number one fave for this month. I just absolutely love it. So, yeah, I mentioned it first. Okay, now let's move into like the decks that I worked with and the crystal. Let me talk about the crystal first. Okay, so another favorite of mine that came into my space this month. First off, also connection to the Morgan, and I just take it as a total sign from her. There's this my friend gifted this to me, and it's this beautiful raven or crow skull stand, and it has a wolf here in the middle. And my friend said that she didn't even realize that the wolf was there. Like she had this for a while herself, and she didn't even pay attention to that. So I love that because the Morgan is also connected to the wolf, and so this is just absolutely stunning. And then the sphere that came with it is this selenite sphere, which is really cool because if I get it, okay, where's that? Hold on. It's really cool because you can like see through it in a way and like see, it almost makes it look like an eye right there. It's like, see, oh, there you go. Because you can see the black behind me there. Isn't that cool? It's like you can see kind of through it right there. But anyways, I have really grown to love selenite this month. I've always loved selenite. Selenite was actually one of my first crystals as far as bracelets that I got for myself. And I love that it is a crystal that cleanses your energy. It aligns the chakras, but it cleanses just everything. It just takes all the negative, whatever, and just cleanses you. And it's a crystal that doesn't need cleansing itself, which is totally fascinating to me. And I love the fact that this is a sphere because with spheres, the energy just goes all over, it's 360. And so I love the cleansing aspect of it. It makes me feel really good. Like if I hold it, like I can just feel it like, and it's also, I did at the same time that I received this, I got a selenite bracelet, another one as well that I absolutely love. But yeah, so I'm extremely grateful for this. You guys have seen it in some of my videos, but I just absolutely love it. And if you guys need any cleansing energy, here you go. I do believe that energy can even go through our screens. So here's some cleansing energy if you need it. It really does. This is a powerful one. I just absolutely love it. So I typically have that by me. Like if I'm out in the living room, I have it on my end table next to the couch, and we all love it. Okay. Now let's go into the decks. So it's kind of funny because remember at the beginning of the month, I showed you guys like so many decks that I wanted to work with during the month of October because I love this month. It's, it was the spooky season. And I love everything about October. It's fall time. I can bring out all my dark themed decks that I love. I mean, I work with dark themed decks like all year long, but I brought out quite a few of them that I wanted to spend some time with. That did not happen. I just I just went with my intuition and I just went with what was working for me and what was really showing me things. And yeah, so here we go. So my list of favorites for the month is not very long. So at the beginning of the month, I guess it was kind of more like the second week of October. I believe it was the 12th that it began. A workshop, which I had talked about here, the workshop with Racine, the Medusa workshop. I worked with Tarot Vampyres with Vampyres Oracle. And this pairing was really, really insightful. Let me see if I can show cards while I talk. extremely insightful for me. And they go so well together too. And I had mentioned in that video as well that I did not work with the guidebook for Les Vampyres. I just went with the keywords at the bottom here and then the message from TOV. I always reference the guidebook to Tarot of Vampires because it's so good. And there's so much information in that I get a lot out of it. So these two just paired together so beautifully. The keywords, like I said, matched up with the message I was receiving with Tarot Vampires. And Medusa really does show you the things that you don't necessarily want to see, but need to look at in order for growth to happen. She was very insightful and very like, hey, you need to look at this because this is where you are blocked. And if you open this up, a whole other world's going to open up to you. You're going to be more balanced. You're going to feel better, and a burden's going to be lifted. And so it was just powerful and eye-opening. So this pairing is just amazing. Absolutely loved this pairing here. Okay, and then I was still working with TOV. And I was able to get a seat at Racine's Samhain observance this year. And that was also extremely powerful. And it actually tied in beautifully with the truth that Medusa had shown to me. But the pairing I used for the polls and the prompts that she had shared for the observance, I used the Lost Oracle with Tarot of Vampires. And let me tell you, this pairing too is not only beautiful as well, but extremely potent. It just cut straight to the truth for me. There was so much journaling that happened. So much journaling. The guidebook to Lost Oracle, like I really love this deck. I really love the Lost Oracle as well. There's a lot of good insightfulness in that. And again, the tie-in with the cards that I pulled. So like I would pull, especially for the prep spread that she offered, I had pulled a tarot card and then I pulled a clarifying oracle card for like each prompt, and they were in sync. So that pairing is also fantastic. Had a lot of wonderful insights with that as well. So those are my favorites there. Another favorite that I'm going to mention is the Faeries Oracle. And I love this deck so much. It's so sweet and cute, but also trickster. Definitely has that trickster energy. And it's very earthy. As soon as I hold it, I just feel like I'm in a forest, and it's so cool. This deck is trimmed, by the way. I trimmed mine and cut off most of the brown border, but I did leave the keywords. But this deck, I plan on working with it more into November here as well, because the guidebook to this Faeries Oracle is so good too. Jessica Macbeth did a fantastic job with it. And it's very, like I said, very insightful. I love going in there and even just seeing the key words that she has for these cards. Like a light bulb will go off for me and I'll be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So they're honest. They're very honest as well. And the reason why I mentioned this one is because I didn't necessarily work with it a whole lot this month, but it is a favorite because I did incorporate it into my weekly collective reading that I did for all of us over on Patreon last week, or for this week. And it was powerful. It really tied into a good message for us over there. So I want to work with this more personally in November. So you guys will probably see that in my November video, but still a favorite. So I believe that is all of my favorites. Yes. Oh, well, actually, no. I'm going to mention this one too. I have it over here because it's another one that I'm going to work with in November, but I did receive it this month, and I had already mentioned it in that tarot tag video as well, but I'm also going to mention the Night Sun Tarot. There's something about this deck that pulls me in. And it's created by, the artwork is by Fabio Lestrani. And like, the artwork's not necessarily my favorite, but it's still like a dark themed deck for me. There's a lot of symbolism woven within. I know the Thoth or Thoth system is represented in this deck really beautifully as well. You also have the Hebrew letters associated with the majors, and you have like the elements, of course, listed, the planetary associations. There's so much. This is a study deck. And it's such a shame, honestly, that it came with, it's a low Scarabeo deck. So it just came with this little tiny white book, which, little white book, we know what these are all about. And since it's low Scarabeo, you get like 10 pages worth of info because the rest of it's all in a different language, which I appreciate that they do that. I just still wish it came with a bigger book and more information and like, yeah, just more in depth. But I do want to get there's plenty of other books out there that I can also get, and I would like to get the one, can't remember who it's by, but there's a Thoth book out that's really popular. I think it's by Don something or other. But he really explains a lot about the Thoth system. And so I think that will be a really helpful book with this deck, but it is something I want to work with a little bit more. And plus, like I said, it's so weird and like intriguing to me that it's not necessarily artwork that I like, but yet I feel drawn to it at the same time. It's so weird. Anyways, those are my favorites for the month of October. Again, a shorter list than what I normally have. And it's kind of funny because, like I said, I mentioned all those decks before, and there's those decks that I wanted to work with in October. They're all fantastic. But I just did not get to them. I didn't get to them all like I wanted because I got pulled right in to what was really, really helpful for me, though. So I am grateful for these decks. Mainly those three: Lay Vampire, Terra Vampyres, and Lost Oracle. Those three were pivotal for me for this month. So yeah, there's my favorites video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys had such a lovely October. And now here we are in November, and let this month be a wonderful blessing to you all. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Bye.